This is Joe, and he has won our adult short story competition. You were limited to just 600 words for your story. Was that a challenge?
Well, I think flash fiction, as we call it, like short stories, it's kind of an opportunity to work within those limits. You know, as you start chopping and cutting away, I think it can be an opportunity to get to the kind of core of the thing, rather than if you've got lots of words, you can kind of splurge and you kind of indulge. So it was actually kind of fun to get it down to that. So I think the story's more like 400 anyway. So
Yes.
it's kind of. It's fun to work within those limits, I think. Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about what inspired this particular story?
I think I remember the story's about. There's a lot of images in it, I suppose, but the central image is of a saw, and the reason that object resonates with me is because. I was in Canada and I met this old guy and he played the saw as a musical instrument, which is a very North American thing to do. And it makes a really warbly, kind of ghostly sound.
Yes.
It's a beautiful sound. You can basically play it with an actual saw and a cello bow.
Amazing.
And as I was writing, I was kind of thinking of this family in which they both have a relationship with like cutting and chopping wood, but also one of the members of the family uses it as an instrument. And in that kind of sense, you know, I was thinking of it as it's an instrument for just sustaining life, for making firewood and stuff, but it's also a musical instrument. And that double entendre, I guess, got me thinking about, okay, well, also people's roles within a relationship can have that double edge. So maybe something like this.
So you're inspired by Canada. Are you ever inspired to write from Rutland and Stamford?
I would love to write about Rutland and Stamford. I've only been in Stamford a year, so I'm kind of still finding my feet. I've been writing recently about the place that I work, which is Stamford Arts Centre, because the theatre, even just as a building, I think is an inspiring kind of place.
A brilliant hub for the creative community.
Yes, I mean we've got with this. There's loads of poetry in that, obviously films, theatre, music. It feels like a real place for me to find home, I guess. I'm super lucky to be paid to go there. But I think it'll take me a little bit longer to get a sense of what Stamford's about before I can speak with any authority, you know.
Fair enough. Well, you can certainly be inspired by the landscape here in Rutland and Stamford. I think we had quite a few entries actually set in Rutland and Stamford, and it was beautiful for somebody who's born and bred to be able to see it from another perspective, see it written down, because I think often we take it for granted. I think you've mentioned to me that you've written a novel. Can people find this to read locally, or is it available to purchase online?
You can find it if you look for it, I think. Mine, I released a novel in 2023.
Okay.
It's called A Bad Decade for Good People. If you Google it, you'll find it. All the major bookshops will stock it for you, but you might have to ask for it if it's not in your branch.
Of course.
They also have a copy, which I'm super pleased to see, at Stamford Library.
Oh, very
So
nice.
you can take it out of the library. And I think that every time someone takes it out of the library, I get 14p. So...
And what's that story about? Obviously, Canada again, or something completely different?
It's not. I used to live in Brighton, and I wrote this novel while I lived there, and it's very much about Brighton in the last decade, and more than that about England, I guess. But I love writing about place, and I love to try and imbue the story with a sense of somewhere particular. And like you say, the inspiration that's provided by the landscape in Rutland, for example, or South Lincolnshire, that's exactly the kind of thing I look for when I'm reading. You know, I look for someone who is connected with a place and has found like a new language to describe it. That really gets me going. Yeah.
So you've not been in Stamford for very long. How did you find out about Ink to Sound Waves, the competition?
Funnily enough, at the Arts Centre.
Amazing.
There was an advert on the wall for it, and I thought it would be a really nice way coming from. I had been living in London, and I thought it would be a nice way to get to an event like this and just meet other writers.
Absolutely.
Writers can be a solitary breed, you know, because part of the work entails just sitting alone and doing it. So it can be kind of hard to track them down. So if you know that they're going to be in a particular place, you know, out in the wild, it's good to get
We'll
there.
congregate in Ink and Ember in Stamford. Well, thank you so much for entering. We can't wait to hear the story live on air on Rutland and Stamford Sound.
Me neither. Thanks so much.
Thank you.